Hey everyone, how are you doing? So today we are going to talk about, Invincible, but with all the spoilers. So make sure you've already watched it, because if you haven't, then it's going to ruin everything for you, and trust me, you don't want that. So let's get into it. Okay, first of all, let me start by saying that I really like Omniman with that mustache. We have never ever seen any superhero with mustache, and this is definitely new and unique, and it's something I really like. I mean, before this, I didn't know a superhero could look so good with a mustache. Yeah, he seems to be working alone, he doesn't seem to take orders or, want anyone's help. Of course, he doesn't need anyone's help because, he's the strongest man on the planet. So, of course, he doesn't need anyone's help. Also, there are so many characters in the show that, resemble so much with Marvel Universe, like Darkwing, Guardians of the Globe, Red Rush, Immortal, who is kind of a god, you remember Thor. And of course, my favorite, Omni-Man. He is from another planet, of course, just like Superman, but he's nothing like him. He's different, and if you have watched the show, you know how. There's also this whole story resemblance, father-son story resemblance as, the Guardians of Galaxy. In the first episode, if you remember, the first appearance of Omni-Man is when he's trying to save another superhero, and his entry is just marvelous. If you remember, there's a scene, where Omni-Man is training Mark, and in order to train him, he punches him in the chest, and it's like, God, he shouldn't have done that. But I mean, he's not definitely one of those fathers who, take it slow. He wants to train him, and it's pretty evident just how powerful he is. And when I heard his voice, oh my God, J.K. Simmons, I think this character Omni-Man was created later, and J.K. Simmons' voice was approached for him first, because literally J.K. Simmons has this amazing voice that fits Omni-Man's character like anything. I don't think anyone could have done a better job as Omni-Man. And of course, how can I forget the end of the first episode? I mean, if you remember, Omni-Man actually misses his first punch because, Red Rush saves Immortal. So that scene, if you look at it closely, you'll be like, Omni-Man, when he's flying towards Immortal, you'll see just how powerful he is. I mean, he's not doing anything, he's not killing anyone or fighting anyone, but you'll still be able to see just how powerful he is from his face only. It's so evident. I can't say it in words how evident it is. You should go ahead and watch it again to see how amazing that scene is. And in slow-mo, you can actually see Red Rush going towards Immortal while Omni-Man misses his punch. It's amazingly done. And of course, after some time, it turns into a massacre. In between, there's a moment, when Omni-Man is wrapped somehow and he can't move for a moment, and all other superheroes are like punching him here and there, and there's a moment when everything stands still and Omni-Man is like, that's enough. I mean, he doesn't say it, but you can see it in his face. That's enough. And he starts the whole massacre. He kills them one by one. I think that's the first time ever he gets angry in the show, and when he gets angry, you can really see it that he's angry. You kind of get scared for a moment. And after that, the whole silent credit. I mean, it's like they're trying to let you absorb the whole thing. Like, what just happened? Really? I mean, there are so many characters like Damien Darkblood, of course, if you remember, Hellboy. So these characters could be inspired from these previous TV shows and movies, but I don't know. I don't have any problem with that, because the whole plot is new and somehow it's not boring at all. It keeps moving and you keep moving along with it. You don't feel bored. It doesn't seem like you're waiting for a plot twist or some action to happen. It doesn't seem like you're waiting or somehow the storyline gets slow. It doesn't happen like that. It's constantly changing and evolving. That's one thing I like about the show. When something happens, people take action really fast. But of course, when I say this, I'm also talking about Cecil, who is in charge of the whole thing. He works with superheroes, so he has to be ready for everything. He has to be ready to take action at any point of time. When Omni-Man is fighting those Flaxons, it's like he's not used to taking punches. He's so powerful. He just kills them all and destroys the whole planet. I mean, I don't know, somehow I felt like there is something about him. He's so powerful. He's like the strongest man on the planet, but there is something about him that kind of gives me the evil vibes. I didn't know what that was until then, but of course, it's something you can't ignore. I mean, just imagine if a god wanted to destroy a planet, you don't even have a fighting chance. There is nothing you can do about it. It's like that. Omni-Man has that kind of strength. So, of course you will be afraid. You see why he's doing what he's doing, but when good guys fight, they fight and kill to save something, They don't kill to destroy things. But here, in this case, Omni-Man is destroying things without any inhibition. It's like there's nothing to stop him. He has this lack of inhibition, which is kind of so scary. It's really not a characteristic of a typical hero, I would say. I mean, he's also condescending other superheroes and their powers. One more thing I really like about the show is that there are so many characters and they have their own lives to think about. They have their own problems, they have their own issues. Of course, they have to rise up to the occasion, and save the planet and work together to, for the greater good. But still, they have their own lives, but you still feel like nothing or no one is over described. Or, in this case, Mark and his family, Omni-Man, they are the ones who are in the center. They are the central characters, but you never feel like they are being over described, which is a good thing, because of course there is space for other people as well. One more thing, did you notice there is a villain named Machine Head, who is when he speaks, it's like a machine singing in a robotic voice. It was pretty well thought out. Also, Mark has these friends, and I really like William. He's kind of funny. I really like him. But when it comes to Amber, I really don't like her. I don't know why. I just don't like her. I mean, it's, I guess, complicated for a superhero to be in a relationship. I mean, no wonder why Spider-Man, Thor, Captain America, all these superheroes are single. I like this character Cecil. He's amazing. The one thing I like the most about him is that he does exactly what he has to do despite what he thinks, and he always acts on the facts and the information around him, and that's a good thing. He doesn't let his own judgment hinder his actions, because of course he has to do these things, take actions, because he works with superheroes. He has to take difficult decisions to protect Earth. Of course, there is another superhero, the Immortal, and I'm sure he must have a backstory in the comic, but we didn't get to see much of him. I mean, we may get to see more of him in the next season maybe, but I don't know. Omni-Man didn't even take a moment to kill him. Okay, so towards the ending of the series, Omni-Man tells everything to Mark, and Mark is confused. I mean, everything that Omni-Man said, it made sense to me. I mean, just think about it. Just imagine if there's a really big group of ants, a civilization of ants, and this civilization has done so well and they have evolved over the years. They can form bridges, they can carry their food way heavier than their own weight. They have evolved, of course, and they have made growth as well, but does that mean you value them and their life? You don't, right? Isn't that the same for Omni-Man? I mean, he can live for thousands of years. So of course the people who live like 70, 80 years, of course they will be like ants to him. I mean, just think about it. I understand that Mark is from Earth and he has lived on Earth. He has his family and his friends on Earth. This is his home. So everything he does, everything he says is exactly what he believes in, and that's a good thing. But does that make Omni-Man wrong? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he's somehow right in a way. Let me know what you think about this whole thing, in the comment section. When Omniman calls Debbie a pet, it was like, it really hurt, but I was smiling. I don't know why. It really hurt, but I was smiling. I mean, you can understand why he said that. There's also a dialogue when Omniman is fighting with Mark, and he asks Mark, like, do you really think you can stop me? He's in a way saying that you can't stop me, but do you really think you can stop me? I mean, Omniman is invincible in every possible way. I can't see how someone can defeat him. It's like almost impossible, which is exactly why I'm looking forward to watching the next season. I'm waiting for it. The first season has so many subplots. Of course, they make grounds for the second season. When Omniman says, what are they doing with their fragile little lives? I mean, it shows just how helpless we humans are in front of him. We don't even have a fighting chance. It's really funny in a way. Do let me know what you think about it, guys. One more thing, the train sequence. My god, how can I forget that? The train sequence in the show is like nothing I've ever seen. It's like he shows Mark in an instant just how helpless we humans are. And when it comes to the makers of the show, I don't think they have spared any effort trying to make this show feel as real as possible. I mean, just think about that scene again. Omniman is holding Mark and the whole train like goes through him. It's like series. This is an amazing show. Guys, go ahead, watch this show. If you haven't watched any superheroes shows or movies, I mean, I don't know if that's possible at all, but if you haven't, then just go ahead and watch this one. This has everything and you absolutely don't need anything else. You won't get bored. It's as entertaining as anything can be. I mean, just imagine when Omniman says, I'll burn this planet down. The weight of his voice, I mean, of course, J.K. Simmons, but when he says this, you'll be like, really, I mean, if he's gonna do it, we can't do anything to stop him. When Mark tries to punch him, when Mark punches him, he's like, please. I mean, he's also a Viltrumite, but you can't do anything. You can't, really. It's like Omniman is trying not to kill Mark. I mean, he can, but he won't. It's like he's pitying him, which is even more humiliating. It's an amazing show, guys. Just go ahead and watch this. I mean, I don't often say this, that you will miss out on something, but if you don't watch the show, I think you will miss out on a really good thing. So go ahead and watch this show. You'll definitely enjoy it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is a pretty long video, but I hope you enjoy it. And if you did, then hit like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.